going to continue on with 18.2. We're going to look at multiplying polynomials. So to multiply polynomials with more than two terms, the distributive property must be used several times. Okay, and so we're going to take a look. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this. Right now I want you guys just to watch. So we have x plus 2 times x squared minus 5x plus 4. And I'm going to go ahead and use distributive property. So I'm going to take my x and I'm going to multiply it by all three terms. So I have x times x squared gives me x cubed. I'm going to go ahead and write that over here a little bit more. So I have x cubed. X times negative 5x gives me negative 5x squared. And x times 4 gives me a positive 4x. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look at 2, because I'm going to also distribute that to all numbers, or all terms within my trinomial. So I have 2 times x squared, so I get 2x squared. I have 2 times a negative 5x, which gives me a negative 10x. And I have 2 times 4, which gives me a positive 8. And so now I'm going to go through and find my like terms, because I'm going to go ahead and combine those. So I have a negative 5x squared, I have a positive 2x squared, I have a 4x, and I have a negative 10x squared. I don't have another x cubed, and I don't have just another constant. So in order to rewrite that, I have x cubed. We have negative 5x squared plus 2x gives me a negative 3x squared. 4x minus 10x gives me negative 6x, and then plus 8. So this would actually be my final answer. Okay. So go ahead and do B with me. And so again, I'm going to write it off to the side. So we'll actually use this. And so I have 3x times negative 2x squared. So I have a negative 6x cubed. I have 3x times 5x. So I have plus 15x squared. 3x times a negative 6, which gives me a negative 18x. I'm going to go ahead and switch colors so I can do negative 4 and distribute that. So I have negative 4 times negative 2x, which gives x squared, which gives me a positive 8x squared. I have negative 4 times 5x, which gives me a negative 20x. And then I have a negative 4 times a negative 6, which gives me a positive 24. Okay, so now I'm going to go through and I'm going to find like terms. So I have x squared, I have an x, and I have an x. So again, I don't have another constant, and I don't have another x cubed. Okay, so I get negative 6x cubed. We have 15x squared plus 8x squared, so I'm going to get plus 23x squared. I have a negative 18x minus 20x, which is going to give me a negative 38x, and then plus 24. And so this would actually be my final answer. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at number 9. And we're going to go ahead and do this one together. And so I'm going to start with black. So 3x times x cubed is going to give me 3x to the 4th. I have 3x times 4x squared, which gives me a positive 12x cubed. And I have 3x times a negative 7. And so I'm going to get negative 21x. I'm going to go ahead and distribute that 1 now. And so I have 1 times x cubed, which gives me plus x cubed. 1 times 4x squared, so plus 4x squared. And then 1 times a negative 7, which gives me a negative 7. And so now I'm going to go through and I'm going to combine like terms. And so I have a cubed, I have another cubed, and those are the only like terms that I have. And so when I write my final answer, I'm going to have 3x to the 4th. 12 plus 1x cubed is going to be plus 13x cubed plus 4x squared minus 21x minus 7. And so this would be my final answer. So something that I want you guys to notice before we wrap this up is that my exponents are in descending order, right? If we look at it, and I know if you recall back to chapter or module 17, you guys would remember that. So we always go from highest degree to lowest degree, which gives us standard form.